Greetings, charming, diplomatic, social Libra. My name is Eliane Nicole. I'm an astrologer and a tarot card reader, and now I'm going to do the May 2020 astrology and tarot forecast for the sun sign of Libra and the rising sign of Libra too. And if you are just stumbling upon my channel for the first time, please subscribe. And I recommend that you watch the videos for your sun, moon, and rising sign. If you don't know your sun, moon, and rising sign, then definitely contact me to have your chart done. Something everyone should have done at least once in life with a real reader in person. Well, not in person, on FaceTime or the phone in these quarantine days. But yeah, so I always love doing the Libra reading because I'm a Libra too. And definitely stay for the second half because I'm going to talk a little bit about the planets. And there are some major energetic shifts going on in the month of May, as I'm sure you probably already have a sense of with the direction that things seem to be going for us as a collective. So Libra, as we enter the month of May, we see the Six of Cups reverse. So this is the beginning of May, like in the first 3 days, and this could be either missing a friend, a sibling, someone who you have an intimate relationship with, or for some people it could be even a falling out with somebody, not seeing eye to eye type of thing, not necessarily falling out, but you know, something out of alignment with a close person or loved one. And you are covered by the Emperor. So this is a man in a position of authority, or a man who is taking charge of a situation. This could be a father, a husband, a coach, a landlord. It could be a politician, a governor, a president, things like that. The patriarchy in general. And you're crossed by the Magician, and this is the power to manifest, and this is initiation. This is taking initiation in manifesting, starting something new possibly, and this is happening around, you know, the end of the first week of May. And the basis is the Eight of Rods. So the Eight of Rods, it looks like there is a lot of action and activity and forward movement for you. I mean, this is a card about a trip. And I know that most people aren't traveling right now, but you know, some may. And this is forward movement and just action in May. And what's leaving is the Eight of Pentacles. So this is a time of maybe taking some time off of work, not working, possibly even not enjoying your work. That's leaving. What could come into being? It looks like you're in a very strong position. You're holding your own around mid-month, although maybe a lot of different things are coming at you energetically, or just a lot of stuff on your plate even. It could be more than energetically. What will happen around mid-month? It looks like you are being freed from a situation of bondage. You're being released from something perhaps that has you know, bound you in some way. And for different people, that's different things. It could be a relationship, it could be a job, it could be a living situation. It could be a character defect of your own that you're letting go of. It's things like that when the devil is reversed. So that's also around mid-month, mid-May for Libra. And your fears or insecurities are the Ace of Rods. So it has something to do with the new opportunity. It looks like a very positive new opportunity or offer, but for some reason, perhaps Libra, you have a fear or insecurity around it. Others see you as the Three of Swords. So this is heartbroken, or very sad over the pain of a separation or loss of some kind. And this is kind of heading into the third week of the month. And your positive feelings are the Queen of Cups reversed. And this is a woman who is very emotional, very intuitive, very sensitive. She may be feeling obsessive about something, but you have very positive feelings about her. And the outcome is the Knight of Pentacles, and this is a man maybe bringing a business proposal or business opportunity at the end of the month. It's a man with a business proposal, business opportunity, gift, money, something like that at the very end of the month. And that is the tarot overview for Libra for May. And I just want to talk about the planets a little bit. There are a lot of big energetic shifts happening in May. And for the Libra rising personality, it's a lot of ninth house stuff happening. So that would be the area of spirituality, religion, higher truth, philosophy. It's also the house of travel and exploration, naturally ruled by Sagittarius. In May, Libra will have a lot of Gemini activity there. May 5th, there's a big nodal shift happening, and the nodes are shifting from Capricorn Cancer axis that they've been on for the past year and a half to the Gemini Sagittarius axis. And so Gemini is going to be the north node, and we're going to be seeing, you know, when these nodal shift happens, the nodes are very important. It changes our collective focus in a way, in terms of our dharma and our north star for that year and a half. And there's the collective aspect, and then there's the way that it affects us in our own personal charts, depending on the degrees of our planets and which houses the nodes fall in. So I definitely recommend, this is a great time for anyone to get a transit reading and kind of look at how things are shifting for the collective and how that's going to affect you individually over this next year and a half period of the Gemini Sagittarius axis. And for Libra, Libra's trine Gemini and sextile Sagittarius, so these are very harmonious aspects. So there really is an opportunity here for Libra to continue, to really get into alignment with your higher purpose, you know. So that's great news for us, Libra. And May 7th is the full moon of Scorpio. The full moon of Scorpio is a very powerful full moon. It's a very psychic full moon. It's a very intuitive full moon. It's a very sexy full moon. So the full moon of Scorpio for the Libra rising personality will be highlighting areas around money, resources, self-esteem, values, things like that. If you don't know what your rising is, contact me for a reading, and we can look at what your chart is, and you can watch the video for your rising sign too. But in general, the full moons are create heightened emotion. They create heightened psychic awareness, and they represent, relationships with women or the feminine principle, things like that. And so those kinds of issues will likely be highlighted around May 7th. May 11th, Saturn goes retrograde in Aquarius, and I don't think that I mentioned, but 3 planets go retrograde in May, and there are 4 planetary ingresses. So that's a lot of activity. So there's definitely big energetic shifts happening in the coming month. Saturn retrograde in Aquarius, that's the first planet to go retrograde in May, and that's at 1 degree Aquarius. And so for early degree Libras, this is going to be particularly impactful. Anyone who is born within the first 3 or 4 degrees of Libra. Also, and Saturn is where we have to face reality, and where discipline is required. Sometimes boundaries are required. A work ethic is required. For the Libra rising personality, this would be happening in your 5th house of romance and creativity and affairs and fun and things like that. Mercury also moves into Gemini May 11th. Mercury in Gemini is a good Mercury for Libra. This is a good time for communication. It's a good time for writing, talking, communicating, anything in that realm. Learning new things as well. Early learning is represented by Mercury in Gemini. Yeah, that'll be for most of the month of May. Gemini, Mercury will be there, and we've had some difficult Mercuries up until now. We had the Mercury retrograde in Pisces earlier this year, you know, in March, where everything was ramping up with the coronavirus. And anyway, it's going to be a relief for Mercury to be in Gemini. Communication is going to be much clearer, and yeah. May 13th, Mars is moving into Pisces. Collectively, people are going to be more driven and motivated by their emotions during this period that Mars is there. For the Libra rising personality, that's going to be in the 6th house of your day-to-day duties, and also with health. And May 13th, Venus goes retrograde in Gemini. This is significant. Venus has not gone retrograde in about a year and a half. The last time Venus went retrograde was at the end of October in 2018. Venus retrograde is very different than Mercury retrograde. Venus rules relationships. Venus also rules art and creativity. And so these areas of life will come up for review for Libras. And for the Libra rising personality, this will be happening in the 9th house of religion, spirituality, higher truth, philosophy, education, exploration, travel. And if you aren't a Libra rising, then you need to watch the video for your rising to see which house that will be in for you. But yeah, in general, relationships are coming up for review. Maybe unresolved issues from the past are going to come up to be communicated about, because this is Gemini. It definitely, Gemini has to do with talking, writing, communication. So May, sorry, I'm getting mixed up. May 14th, Jupiter goes retrograde. So that's the 3rd planet to go retrograde in May. And Jupiter's going retrograde in Capricorn, which for the Libra rising personality will be happening in your house of home, and also the house of the past, sometimes the house of the mother. And May 20th, the Sun enters Gemini. May 22nd is the new moon of Gemini. New moons are the perfect time to plant the seeds that you want to manifest that relate to the themes of that new moon. So Gemini is the writer's new moon. New moons are a great time to start anything new that you want to stick and that you want to go the distance. And so any writing project under the Gemini new moon, anything to do with speaking, any intentions around communication, any intentions around learning, starting to learn anything new at this time, perfect timing. So that's all new moon of Gemini stuff. Also, you can set intentions around siblings, neighbors, relatives. That kind of thing is also ruled by Gemini. And so, yeah, that's the May 22nd new moon in Gemini. May 28th, Mercury enters Cancer. And Mercury in Cancer, again, communication is going to become more emotional towards the end of the month. And so that is the overview. Thank you for joining me, Libra. If you liked this video, give me a like. If you didn't like it, give me a don't like. Please follow me on Instagram at astrology.tarot.eliannicole. And please subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Please share this with other Libras. And again, contact me for your own transit reading, and we can look at where all these planets are moving specifically in your chart and how they angle your planets. And you know, it gets very deep, very fascinating, very interesting. And I appreciate you for being here. Have a wonderful May, Libra.